Well, it was all about image, really. I mean, the music was... I'm sure James wouldn't want you to say it, but the music was secondary. I mean, it was about the lyric, it was about what they were saying and how they presented it. And they were very, very conscious of how they presented themselves. And it was that kind of glamour and politics mix.
And that's the fantastic thing about the Manics. They sat there and thought this whole thing up in the bedroom. The whole thing was conceptually absolutely perfect. Because it was against the prevailing trend at the time, which was like baggy, dressed down, casual. They looked serious, you know. You thought, God, they must have toughed it out of them Welsh valleys to look like that, you know, because it's pretty macho kind of backgrounds.
I was really lucky because I was a really good footballer and I was called Shirley anyway. People thought I was very effeminate. But luckily I could just about get away with going to pubs in Blackwood just because I'd be playing with football with them or against them on a Saturday afternoon.
This is the pub that myself, Nick, Richie and Sean always used to come to when Nick and Richie used to come back from university. We actually would tart ourselves up and dress up in full, kind of like, you know, preacher gear. You know, we just sit there just all kind of grumpily huddled together, just sneering at everybody and just thinking we were so much better.
I always liked Nicky and Richie because they were just like freaks. And they were almost like a different part of the band to the others. They were like the kind of camp Coldstream guards.
Nick and Richie, I remember trying to make me wear a couple of their Miss Selfridge tops, put a bit of eyeliner on me, and I looked like some kind of 16th century male whore. You know, I just looked terrible. It just didn't kind of fit my face. So I was kind of jealous of that, really.
You know, there's a lot of theories about that and the macho nature of Ali's life, which is all true, but it always just felt comfortable for me. It was always just a form of expression, just sitting around with my mum and stuff. I wish it was more, you know, bitter, but it wasn't.
If you're walking around Blackwood with a big smile on your face, such as Nick would, and the t-shirt says, I want to kill myself, people are actually getting confused. They're going, but he's such a nice boy. So I think people just thought we were just stupid after a while, which I can completely understand.
I gotta stop smiling. It gives a wrong impression. I love you all the same. Okay, thank you. That's it for this section.
You know, they do have the kind of lad following, but they seem to have an intellectual following as well. The more sensitive side. I mean, James has a cup of tea on the side of stage, for God's sake. They have this, give off the impression that they're such hard guys, you know, but actually they're not. They're kind of pussycats in a way.
This is the basement in the Crumlin Railway Inn where we did our first ever gig. I think we were about 16. And the stage was at this end of the room, and I don't know, just being so nervous for it. I wore kind of like my jeans and my black jumper with a nipple cut out in the jumper. And there was about 30-40 people here. Everybody thought we were rubbish, and we were awful. And everybody smashed their glasses at the end. They had a glass party. Somebody said glass party, and everybody just smashed their glasses. And we didn't get any fee for the concert because we had to pay for all the damaged glasses and stuff. That was the first time I've ever been back here. It actually does feel a bit weird, actually, coming back here. Definitely feels a bit weird. I remember Nick's dad coming to pick us up after, and us loading the equipment into his car, and we were all quite jubilant. I think he told us to shut up or something. He's like, shut up, it's only one concert. You've got a long way to go yet, or something like that. So it's cool coming back here, it's lovely.
I'm
You Love Us works straight away just from the title, because no one did.
That's what You Love Us was completely about. You're going to end up liking us whether you want to or not. You know, it's madly deluded, but at that time we were also doing some support gigs with the Levelers and all these dreadful bands, you know, dirty, smelly, grubby people. And it did feel like we were polarising everyone, which was lovely.
They were defying the world to love them or hate them. You know, there were people throwing things, spitting at the Manics, trying to punch them, and they were screaming back, no, you love us. And, you know, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess.
They're the perfect fan-based band. You know, they have a manifesto, they have a look, you know, the songs have lyrics which appeal to an acute fan base. So, I mean, yeah, they do have a lot of obsessive fans.
They mean everything. They've made such an influence on my life. You know, I've started getting into politics because of the Manics. I'm, you know, at uni doing politics because of the Manics.
They understand rock and roll, they understand politics, and it's a big package.
It's more than just the music, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. With all the books and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we're a big fan of them.
They're so cool and they teach you everything. They're so fucking fantastic. I love them to bits.
The fans are obviously really obsessive, and that's because they appeal to people who are, who are probably fucked up and have tortured souls, and the Manics mean the world to them. But it's because they express what is going on in these people's minds.
My experience of them is that they're good, obsessive people with problems.
When they got really massive, it's really odd because you go to stadium gigs, there'd be the 2,000 obsessive fans at the front with the leopard skins, looking really cool. But then just with like 15,000 bearded guys standing at the back looking at them like they're a load of weirdos. I don't think the people came later on realised what the Manic situation was in the early days, you know. They got two very distinct camps of fans.
This is our second gig, and it was full. Felt like about 1,000 people, but it was probably about 150, 200. And there was lots of kind of Cardiff City boys, and the leader Cecil got up on stage, and he started dancing and everything.
The gig up the little theatre in Blackwood was a full skate riot. My dad had to come and rescue us. It was all football fans shouting, "You're worse than Swansea City," and they just invaded the stage. We stood our ground, I have to say. And they smashed the piano up in the little theatre, which was really sad.
It's the first time we realised that a gig didn't have to be like, you know, a love fest for it to be successful. If there was actually a reaction in the crowd itself, and they didn't like you, and you didn't like half of them, it didn't matter. There was still some kind of statement to be had there. And like, you know, they're kind of like, it was a great night for us. It just felt like as if we'd arrived at any bit in a really stupid way.
The early gigs were very short. 8 songs, mad rush, and off. You know, probably before someone got into a fight, or probably before someone got on the stage and clocked somebody, or probably before Richie had learned to play any more musical notes.
It was so simple but so ambitious and so noisy that they stood out a mile. It was just different. People laughed at them. I wrote the first Enemy cover story, and my last line was "Love 'em or laugh." Because you had to go one way or another. They were making such a statement. They were either going to be very high-profile failures or they were going to be successful. There was no two ways about it, and I think that's what they wanted.